Scalable means the ability of something to be expanded or made bigger. But more on that later. Here are my 6 sources of scalable income. Very easy for me to say. Let's go. So first of all, we have dividends. Dividends are a part of investing that I particularly like because you're basically getting free money for doing pretty much no work. So it's nice. Oh my God, every time. And if you don't know what dividends are, it's essentially when you invest into a company, they give you a proportion of their profits back to you for investing in that company as sort of like a thank you in a way. So for me, this averages around £25 per month or a total of around £250 per year, which is actually doubled from the year before. I don't think it will continue to double. But if it were to continue to double, then that £250 that I made this year could be a significant amount of money in 5, 10, 15 years. So it's one of those things that can be slow to get going, but over a number of years, it can actually be a big part of your income, and I think it should be. Everyone should have dividends coming in every month, every year, because it's one of the best forms of passive income, and personally, I'd love to be able to retire on my dividends, but that's a long way away from now. Currently, what happens is I receive the dividends and they are automatically reinvested, so I don't see them, they don't touch my bank account, but that's the best way of compounding into a more significant amount of money. And the second source of income is actually my freelance work. So that is editing and videography. These are not very passive income sources. This is me trading my time for money, but it is a new income source for me, but it's separate from what I'm doing with Paul, which is, if you don't know what I'm doing with Paul, then I talked about in my last video. And the beauty of freelance work for me is that when I was an accountant, I couldn't really do freelance work. Well, I mean, I could have done, but this stuff is complementary to what I'm currently doing and what I do on here. So all of these things are just improving my skills, improving my network, and make a bit of extra side income that allows me to get closer to financial freedom and allows me to earn more money. So from my freelance editing and videography, I'm making currently around £32 per month. That's just an average, which is decent, but this is gonna increase significantly over the next year, I think, as I do work with more people and do little projects on the side to supplement my sort of main income. So the projects I've done so far have been pretty fun. I was lucky enough to help Morph do a video at Comic-Con. I'll link that here and do a bit of footage to show you.
If you could kill one superhero, who would it be?
Deadpool.
Iron Man.
Who the fuck would it
Captain
be?
America.
Oh, that was quick.
And also helped her out at the Freedom Rally last week, which you may have seen if you follow me on Instagram. And that was definitely crazy.
Done by the deep state to rule us for the New World Order.
I was there filming, not protesting, I must add. So the next few income sources are related to my social media channels. So I appreciate this might not be relatable for everyone because you may not want to be in front of the camera. And I totally respect that. That is fair enough. That's your prerogative, whatever you want to do. But you can actually make money from these sources if you started a blog. So it's sort of similar. So you have to obviously create an audience online who read your blog. However, it can be done, all these sources can be done anonymously, nearly. I don't know if that's right. So you don't have to show your face. If you're camera shy, you can stay far away. You can be anonymous. That word. There are ways around it if you're camera shy. So hopefully you can take some inspiration from this and maybe even start your own little thing. And if you do, let me know, because that'd be quite cool. So first of all, we have Adsense, which is where you see YouTube ads at the start, in the middle, and at the end of videos. So I might just put one here because that's a bit cheeky. In terms of income, it's not actually the most reliable source of income because it is based on your performance, basically. So if you have better views, it all contributes to having more ad revenue. My channel has been fairly slow because I haven't been posting as much, and that's my fault. I'm still ticking away, still getting a little bit every single month, and I'm trying to post more consistently and more in general so that I can actually make more money from this source. So fingers crossed I continue doing that, and we'll see. And in terms of numbers, this is around £60 per month, which I think is decent. It's not loads. It can go significantly higher. I think my best month has been like 800 quid, not this year, but the previous year. I'd love to get it to 1,000. That would be the dream, but there is plenty more work to be done. So I will just be trying to do it, trying to get there, trying to provide value, and then hopefully the value will come back to me in my pocket. You know what I mean. And secondly, we have sponsors. So again, this could be used on a blog post. There's lots of sponsored blog posts out there. Personally, for me, I've only done 2 so far since I quit my job, which I'm quite happy about because I don't want to be overdoing it. I don't want to be pumping people with ads that they're not interested in, that I'm not interested in and don't really care about. I want to use the product, I want to like it, and then I will talk to you about it, and hopefully it will help you. So it's a win-win-win if all of those things are achieved. On average, this brings around £90 per month, but again, this may increase over time, and hopefully it does. It gives me a bit more income, a bit more stability, and that's just from a few brand deals. So there's a long way to go and a lot more money to be made. So hopefully that continues, and we will see. And finally, we have affiliate income. So that could be a free share at free trades, trading 212, stake, some free crypto with CoinBase, free crypto at crypto.com. All of those links are down in the description, and that helps me help you bring these videos. It's the perfect combination because you win, I win, and the company wins also. So it's like I said earlier, triple header, all good in the hood. That's what we like to hear. And for me, this is a fairly passive source of income because all of my older videos that continue to get views and people watching them about Trading 212, about stake, about Coinbase, all of that stuff, they will sign up, or they potentially could sign up, and then that gives me a bit of a kickback. And the average for this one is around £490 per month. So a significant increase from the sponsors, the Adsense, the dividends, my freelance work, all that stuff. It's a lot of money coming in, so thank you. And the best thing about this is that it can increase. So the more videos that I make, the more people see my links and potentially might click on them. It's just a never-ending cycle and a never-ending sort of compounding effect, and increase in this as well. So hopefully it does. But now we're gonna go to the next one, which is, I think I filmed it over there in the other room. So I guess I'll see you later. So for my final source of income, it comes from a retainer / a job sort of thing. So I work with Paul, as I mentioned earlier, and I help him with editing and videography. And as part of that, I do have a 25% stake in his YouTube channel and Facebook channel. So fingers crossed that blows up, because again, it's another scalable source of income, as well as the actual retainer itself, which is scalable as well, because I've got bargaining power because I'm so sick of what I do. I'm joking, if he sees this, he's going to kill me. And this is an average of £2,000 per month, which is pretty good, and that's the main sort of source of income currently, and hopefully this will grow. So fingers crossed. So that brings the total up to £2,697 on average, of course, which is good and I'm very happy with. But the main thing I'm happy and excited about is that every single one of these sources of income is scalable. So obviously all of these could go down, they could go to zero, which is not ideal, but all of these could potentially grow. They could grow 5% over the next year, they could grow 20%, they could grow 100% over the next year. So that is the exciting thing about having scalable sources of income, which allow you to grow your income at a much faster rate than you would if you worked at a 9 to 5. No hate on 9 to 5s, but I quit mine, so 9 to 5s. Whoops. But I will make this video again in a year's time and we'll see how many X's I actually added to my income. So why is scalability so important? Well, the beauty of scalable income sources is that the income isn't related to the time that you put in. So if you put in an hour, you could actually make £10 or you can make £100, and the same amount of time is used in order to make that. And that's using the scalability of social media, the scalability of the internet in general to reach more people. It does, however, as I mentioned earlier, require like a time investment up front. So you have to put in a fair bit of work up front in order to make these income sources and make them actually scalable. But once you have done that, you could have this income for months, you could have it for years, you could have it for decades. Who knows? It's just about putting that time into the scalable income sources early on and you could win. The other thing is it only takes a few catalysts from making a moderate income into a significant income. So it's all about waiting and being there to capitalize on the catalysts that may come. But the idea is that you get further and further away from selling your time for money, whereas we're sort of flipping that, is that you put this much time in and there's no cap for your income. So that is where we want to be. So maybe it's time to start a scalable side hustle. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm trying to help you become one. So, peace. To capitalize on that catalyzation, capitalize on the catalysts that may come. That is a lot of words beginning with C, and I'm going to give you one more.